Hey guys, here goes. This is Victoria from the Tailor and the Dressmaker show. Woo! In my sewing studio, trying something a little bit different. I'm too lazy to pull out the Canon camera, so we're gonna try the good old iPhone to see if I can get a good video out. So sorry. I'm very apologetic about failing to get a video out last week. My schedule has been insane. Mr. Jim is a saint. He's probably just easygoing, and I got slammed with wedding and prom season. So it's been like crazy, like really crazy. And I'm not making it up. So let's look over here. Those are prom dresses on the door. There's already four. So wedding gowns and prom dresses. So it is insane. Anyhow, I'm not even sure if you can see me that good. Looking rough a little bit. Forgive me. Just been one of those weeks. Can't seem to get the hair together, but it is what it is. I'm an entrepreneur. So with that being said, I have gotten myself in a pickle of a situation, but this is very typical if you know me and you follow me on my blog 10,000 hours, which I have to update with this video as well. I have to do a father-daughter banquet dress for Friday. It is now Wednesday. Yay! I have 2 days. Two. For my wonderful almost 10-year-old. So what that means is that I just need to get a move on, right? Pretty much. So if you follow me on Instagram under, I think it's Victoria D. Baylor on Instagram. Yes. Then I'm probably going to change my name, but that's it for right now. Then you've already seen the fabric I plan to use. Isn't that pretty? It's so gorgeous. Oh, I just cry into it. It's so pretty. See how bright that is? It's like the perfect color for, especially for dark women. So, I do color consulting, image consulting, period, with dressin10.com. So I love to give color advice for women and help them find their best colors. And this just so happens to be all the jewel tones. Very good for dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes, just the works. Sometimes it doesn't work as good in lighter people because it can overtake them. But if you, kind of use strategically, it can work. But anyway, so this is perfect. This would go great on my daughter. And I love the colors. And if you see it up close, we're looking at like this really pretty kind of like, well, it's a flower pattern. And then there's greens in there, and there's a dark purple, and there's fuchsia. It is divine, completely divine. And I bought this somewhere. I can't remember. It was so too pretty to pass up. So it does have a selvage edge on one side and not on the other. It's a remnant. So when I tell you I have none of this, like that's it. So I think it looks like I can squeeze out a bodice, which is my goal. So let me fold it in half. Oh shoot, actually, come to think of it, I'm going to have to strategically squeeze out a bodice. I should be able to. Yeah. If I did something flat, like, front wide pattern. So there we go. She's not that wide in the front, and I have that double side. And you can see it's all eaten up. But it was too pretty to pass up, and I knew I would get some use out of it. This was in my closet. I keep a stash. Oh, I can't really move. Hold on a second. This is my fabric closet, as most of you, if I can move everything out of the way. Okay. Well, from what you can see, that's my fabric closet. From like 4 shelves up inside the closet, from here all the way over there, is lined wall to wall with fabric. And remember, I gave like 500 yards away. I sold something like that. So I have a good amount that I'm comfortable with, and this is one of them. So I'm super excited about this. And because of this fabric, I had to decide, what do I want to do with the dress. So I only have enough for the bodice. That's that. So I had to figure out what is going to be at the bottom. And what I decided was to do something a little bit different. I've never done like just full straight tulle for her. So I just pulled this embarrassing. I just pulled the pattern out the first time today. It's easy. It's a skirt. I know. It's not. Oh shoot. Hold on a second. And we're just dropping stuff galore. Anyhow, so I'm planning on probably doing this pattern, the simplicity pattern. The short version, more than likely, is too cute. And then have that with her bodice. this is an elastic waist skirt, believe it or not, which is funny. So what I'm debating is, since it is elastic and it has elasticized waistband, if I have enough of this, that will be the waistband that will match up with her bodice, so you kind of can't tell that it's separate. Or I thought about doing like a belt of some nature, and I just so happen to love this trim, and I thought about doing, now it's not like well, it is. Oh, sorry. Okay. Anyway, so it's not like a direct, well, it is a direct match, but I love this look, and then it's elastic, which is great. And I actually thought about taking some big jewel stones and adding those to this and doing it around her waist kind of as a belt, but we'll see. But then I also thought about hair, which I could use a lot of improvements right now. It's like doing something really cute, and she has an updo. So yeah. Oh, actually, that's kind of cute. I might leave this on during the show. It's actually, I want to be bohemian today. Anyhow, no, it's not working. I just need to do my hair. So anyhow, that's that. And I was playing around. Well, so for the skirt, tulle. I showed this, but I love these. So I picked up this sparkly tulle from Joann's, which goes with that. I also picked up this really kind of like purpley tulle, which is kind of I wouldn't say it's a stretch because you can see it in there, but it does go. And then I picked this really pretty green tulle that goes too. So what I'm debating on is incorporating all three of these into the skirt. And how I do it is what's going to be interesting. I was thinking about doing it like layered, or probably like rotating between the colors. And of course, to keep it from looking flat, that's why I have this shimmery tulle. And I didn't have everything else in shimmers, which is fine. But I might just do that, like oscillate between those. Or I could do layer on top of layer on top of this. Oh, and the whole point of this show, I'm 7 minutes in and I'm just talking about this. The whole point of this show is to kind of talk about my thought process on how I actually come up with some of my designs. And pretty much, I think I always start with fabric. Fabric will pretty much get the wheels turning very, very easily. Let me point this down so you can see me. So that's pretty much my biggest motivation. It starts here. I rarely start with the design first. Fabric is what prompts my creativity. So if I see the fabric, I want to see it in a certain fashion. And I think the type of fabric and the way it looks, feels, the feelings it evokes will kind of give me a general idea of like what I want to do with it. So this, of course, is very shiny, very elegant, very feminine, prissy. It's ornate. So because of that, I think it would make a really striking bodice, and to accompany it with some really nice fluffy bottom skirt would be awesome. Now the thing with tulle is, or at least this pattern, is that you need an underskirt to go, of course, under the tulle. So I didn't want to pick like a pink, or I just kind of struggled with what color to go with. And then I found this really, really nice purple. So it's the darkest of all the fabrics, and I think it would serve as a really great base to put everything on. So what I'm doing is putting it there. So you see how that, I think it just kind of really makes every fabric stand out. And then you do that, and then you mix that. Now, of course, there's part of me that's like terrified, I don't want my child to look like a clown. I mean, seriously, it's not the circus. They're actually doing a red carpet at the event, so they're gonna make it really foo-foo. So I have 48 hours, well, actually more than that. But just 2 days, essentially. The event starts around 6 o'clock, and it's really winding down fast. So I need to get started. But this is my thought process. So if I can really, I'm going to jump on the skirt, super easy. Cut this into 2 pieces. Sorry, I keep looking, it's the trash man outside. And sew them together for the flare. And then I just need to decide how I'm going to piece these together. Again, I might do layer on top of layer, which to me gives like a really there's a way I want it, trying to think of the word, almost gives a little slightly like bubblegum ethereal deal, because it's going to be really light if you do one layer, and then you like the green, and then you do the purple. It give you the hint of all the colors at one time, but I want them to mix and not look like puke. You know what I'm saying? Not to be like gross, but sometimes you layer, like if you put too many color, orange and blue, you can get brown, and then it's like, ooh, it's but because it's light like this, I don't think that will not work. So here we are. Let's just put it together and see the effect. So this is one layer of the tulle and the skirt. So it's probably not that bad, actually. I kind of like the lightness of it. So what I could do is, depending upon this is my thought process. You know, I'm a little bit technical. So it depends on how wide this is with the fold. I think it might be 40 something inches, and I don't know how long the skirt needs to be. But what I could do, which this is my lazy side, is oftentimes, this is 4 yards of each color, which I already feel like it's not enough. But according to the pattern, for skirt A, she needed, let's see, we got the underskirt, and then they said only about maybe, I don't even know what size she is. She's probably 10, 14, I gotta look it up, but maybe about 7 yards. So I got 12. So what I can do, look at me, I'm getting all comfortable just talking to you guys. I'm considering keeping this on the fold and then just sewing together and then gathering. Again, this is it. So these are my choices. I can either layer all 3 colors, one on top of one on top of one, with the purple underskirt. That's an idea. Or I could rotate the colors, pink, green, blue, all the way around the skirt. Or I can, instead of just doing multiple rotations, I could do a one-time around rotation. So the front could be pink, the purple could be on one side, the green on one side, and make it all come together. But then that's kind of, it's like big blocks of certain colors, and I don't know about that. To me, that kind of screams circus. So the thing is, I want the colors to transition in such a way that's not jolting, but at the same time supports the beautiful design here. So that's what I'm going to play with. So the skirt is pretty easy. Now the bodice, I just got to figure out something. I don't know what I want to do. If I want to do something with straps, I want to do a halter for her. Essentially at this time, given it's 48 hours, I think I'm just going to rely on something that's already probably already been made, or you know, she's already worn before and I've sized it, or I have enough patterns to play around with. So it's no big deal. It'll be just a top essentially. I'll make it a little bit longer, and depending upon how it fits on her, I might have to attach it to the skirt, because she's a dancer. You know, she'll go to this thing and like dance, twist, do a split. I don't, want her shirt kind of like coming like up to her, underneath her chin. So, but anyhow, so this is, again, my video, like diary of this project. Again, my daughter is doing her, I think is our annual father-daughter banquet. This has to be her 6th one, I think. So I have all the dresses for these. It's so great. And I love making them because I get to keep the dresses. They're not even hers, they're mine. As kind of visual records of her growth. And she just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But again, I think for this skirt, I might do that combo number there and just do layers. So anyway, she's my artistic creative director. I always joke. I said I'm definitely going to hire her when my company blows up to that point, because she's extremely great with designs and color and stuff. I love it. So I will get the professionals' input. In the meantime, I will be finally cutting this thing out and putting it together and getting to work. So I feel pretty certain it's kind of a thing that can be done in one day. I just always like to kind of get stuff done ahead of time, mainly for the fact of my creative urges, because oftentimes I'll get this wild hair and then I'll need to run to Michael's and get gemstones or do something. And then what if I want to like rhinestone up the top of her dress or do something? You need time to do that. So, and we're trying to go to the beach Friday, so she's kind of relaxed. But anyway, we will work it out somehow. But thanks for listening. Let me know what you think about this. It's pretty neat, huh? I don't know what drives your creative process. Mine is always driven by fabric. I have a love for colors and textures, preferably like designs. Color's the biggest thing. And then I love prints. So this, for me, like I said, gets my wheels turning. It kind of excites me. So if I don't usually start with I don't like to start with patterns mainly. It really is fabric. So I don't know. Let me know yours. I'm curious. What really prompts your creative juices and gets you going with the project? Is it pattern or is it textiles? Anyhow, with that being said, this is Victoria Baylor with, I almost said dressington.com because I've been shooting those videos nonstop, so forgive me. This is Victoria Baylor, one half of the Tailor and the Dressmaker show. Signing off on today's show. Hopefully we have time. We'll have another one this week. If not, forgive me. I would like to at least, hopefully I can connect with Mr. Jim. Forgive me if not. We'll come back strong next week. We have a little fun thing to do next week. I think we're going to do a sewing tag, so we'll talk about that. Someone gave me a great idea about that, and I will give her a shout out next week. So there's that, and if not, then I will do a video to show you my progress. And of course, you'll get to see it Friday/Saturday when I post pictures on my blog and everything. So wish me the best. I will take all your prayers. Thanks so much, and talk to you guys later. Bye.